Hi, Tim here with Clive Coffee. We're going to show you our top 5 tech tips for using your Profitec Pro 700 successfully. If your machine has lost power when you're using your machine with the switch in the on position, you may have run out of water if you're using it on the water reservoir tank. It's very simple. All you need to do is take this top tray off and refill that water reservoir. And your machine will turn itself back on. It'll regain power and resume normal operations. When you are first using the machine, you'll draw a lot of water into the boilers for that initial refill, so that definitely will happen at some point in the initial startup. So just be aware that the simple solution is to refill that water reservoir tank. Inside the water reservoir tank, you'll notice a float piece. There's a black magnet attached to it. That magnet is what engages the sensor inside of the machine to tell it to turn on or off. When the water drops below a certain level, that magnet will disengage the sensor and your machine should turn itself off. If you have a magnet that's very strong, you could have a situation where the machine continues to be in an on position even when you have dropped below that water level. A really easy solution would be to swap the magnet into the down position like this. Take that and we'll turn it upside down. And at that point, the magnet is far enough away from the sensor and it will turn itself off. If you've refilled your water reservoir tank and you are still not getting power, sometimes this plastic piece on top can pop out and that water float will just remove itself completely. Just be aware of that as something to check if your machine is still without power after refilling the water tank. When using your E61 group head, you have 2 positions. At 45-degree angle here, you will get a pre-infusion. There's enough pressure inside of the coffee boiler that expands and pushes just enough water to allow a few ounces to pre-wet the grounds. That would work just as well with the reservoir tank as we have here, or plumbed in, because it's relying on the pressure expanding in the boiler and not any of the line pressure from the water. When you move the switch into the 90-degree position, that will turn your pump on. Water will flow to the group head and you'll have full 9 bars of pressure. When you turn the machine off, remember to put that lever into the downward position. If you leave it in that 45-degree angle, you might get some continued leaking. So having it fully pointing down towards the drip tray is the off position. Using the steam knobs on your Profitec Pro 700, you'll notice there's a couple of turns of play between this off position to this secondary tight point where it's ready to be completely off into a completely on position in about a quarter turn. So it's a quarter turn off, quarter turn on. When you go to turn that steam wand completely off, remember to turn it back into this fully off position to ensure that your steam wand does not leak. Your steam wand on your Profitec Pro 700 has a no-burn tubing on the inside. I'm going to show you what that looks like. If you take this nozzle off of your steam wand, you see this plastic tubing on the inside. Some folks may notice that at the end of their steaming, there's a little bit of residual steam coming out of the knob or a little bit of dripping for a few seconds. If you want to eliminate that completely, feel free to remove this plastic tubing with the steam tip off and a pair of pliers. You can pull that out completely. You will need to be careful at that point to use your rubber handle, as the stainless steel tube on the steam wand will get very hot when it's in use. For more tips on using your Profitec Pro 700, check out the links here. For other knowledge-based articles, visit our website at clivecoffee.com.